Hello guys. So I just got finished with this separate Rays DLC, and man, was it fun. So I don't really make gaming videos anymore, but it's just I just really wanted to talk about video games. So I'm going to talk about this DLC because I loved it. I thought it was great. Separate Raids was such a fun DLC, and I think we're gonna just do a little review today. It's not usually what I do. I usually make wrestling stuff, or I just don't upload, because I just don't like uploading, I guess. I don't know. But, I'm gonna talk about this because I love this DLC. All about this DLC was fantastic. So in this one, it's $10, 10 US. $10.99. Go out and buy it, man. I mean, this was so fun. This was fun as hell. This was a great game. I played the original Resident Evil, but before I just never did the separate raids DLC. So I was really really excited to try it out for the first time. I did not disappoint. It was everything I really wanted it to be. Just wanted to see what Ada Wong was doing during the events of the Resident Evil 4, as you play as Leon, what Ada Wong was doing amidst all that. So it was just really fun to see it from her perspective. When it came to gameplay, the gameplay was still great. The gameplay is always great for these games, but Ada Wong's gameplay was so fun. With Ada's gameplay, you get some different weapons. At the beginning of it, you get a freaking submachine gun, which was really cool. I thought it was really awesome. I love the submachine gun. That thing was my baby. You also get some different weapons that Leon's never had before, like this crossbow that explodes on impact. It's kind of like a boom bow. It was really fun. I loved that weapon. That weapon was great. And she has this grapple hook, right? And the grapple hook is so cool. For grapple hook, you're able to swing from place to place. And I really enjoy that. It gives me Batman Arkham feels, or even Persona 5 Royal feels. It's just really awesome, man. It's what's it called? You also get the options to do melee attacks. Remember when people when you shoot the enemies in the face or in stuff, or in the knees, legs, they get it gives you the prompt to kick them or do a melee attack to them. And when you do that from a far away, when you're not even that close to them, you can do that with the grapple hook, and she shoots it onto them and then freaking zips to them, bro. It's so, oh man, that was so satisfying to do. Her gameplay was so great, actually. I think they did a good job with it. I did not expect anything else, but I exceeded my expectations. When it came to difficulty for the game, the game was never really too difficult. I do think there was some times there was some parts in the game where I got a little stuck, but never a time where I kept dying over and over again. I do play these games on the hardest difficulty, by the way. I always do. It's just what I do for my Resident Evil games. That's how I have the most fun playing these games, just doing that. And man, I played it on hardcore, and it was difficult at the Saddler boss fight, but that was really the only time I ever had a difficulty. The thing that was hard the most during my Resident Evil experience was me, because Ada Wong is tough, man. Oh man. Anyways, I would have sex with her. There are 3 boss fights in the game. There was Pensana, the bug dude. He kind of just what? He follows you around quite a bit throughout the game. He's kind of a little bit of your stalker. You come across him quite a bit until you finally get to his last actual boss fight where you kill him and he becomes, I don't know, a centipede or something. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's pretty cool. He was a bit annoying at times with when he cloned himself or whatever, and he had multiple of him just attacking you at the same time, but it wasn't too difficult. It was a boss fight. It was a boss fight. His last stage was my favorite. Then there's El Gigante. He was pretty cool. I did enjoy that one probably the most out of all the 3 major boss fights in this game. El Gigante was probably my favorite one. I liked zipping up to the buildings, grapple hooking, and just shooting him from up there. I thought that was really cool. I really did enjoy that. I felt like I was playing fucking Batman, but as a sexy Asian woman. But anyways, there's also Sadler, who was probably the most difficult boss fight of the bunch. For me, not too difficult, not to the point where I kept dying over and over again. I was stuck on it for hours. But he was somewhat hard. I did beat him after maybe like the third or fourth try. He, what's it called? He did give me probably the most hardest time out of the bunch, but still didn't struggle too hard. Light work with no reaction. When it came to characters, there's not many characters really. Ada, Wesker, and Luis. Wesker, we get to speak to him through the radio communication, and it's really cool. I really do think Wesker is going to be an awesome villain. Well, I know he's an awesome villain. He's legendary, but I mean, like, this new Wesker is going to be awesome, I feel like. I cannot wait for Resident Evil 5 Remake. I think it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to see more of him. Luis, we get to see more of Luis here. We already got to see a good bit of him in, when we played as Leon. And now we see more of Luis as we play as Ada. And speaking of Ada, I think Ada actually does have a good character arc in this game. Ada, I feel like, grew in this story. I think she has a lot of room for more to happen to her in this series. And I'm excited to see where she goes from here. I think they're gonna do a lot with Ada, because Ada is great. I'm not gonna lie, we love Ada. Ada, baby girl Ada. But another thing I really liked about this DLC is that they took recognizable stages from Resident Evil, the original one, and that weren't in the remake, but they put them in this DLC. And one of them was the gondola. And as soon as we got to that part, in the DLC, I was like, wait, this is the gondola part from the original. This shit's cool. This wasn't in the remake, but now it kind of is. When you really think about it, is this DLC. And that's one of the most incredible things about this DLC. This DLC is only $10. I could keep saying that, but it's only $10, and you get a good few hours. It took me at least 7 to complete this game. I'm gonna go back to it too, so I could do it on professional and get the trophies 100% this game. So it's just like, I feel like there's a lot of replay value for this DLC, and it really does feel like this DLC completes Resident Evil 4. Like, this DLC is something that you should play after you beat the remake. When it comes to final thoughts for this, I think this is a great freaking DLC. It's kind of unfortunate that I feel like this DLC is getting, overshadowed by fucking Phantom Liberty from Cyberpunk, because I do think this DLC is great. I think this might be one of the best DLCs I've ever played, if I'm being honest. I loved it. I loved how it told Ada's different side. I love how it added some new context to some things of the main story of Resident Evil 4. And I do think this DLC is gonna go down in history as one of the best DLCs ever. I really do think so. And if I had to say my verdict for this DLC, 10 out of 10. Give it a 10 out of 10. This game is a 10 out of 10. This remake is a 10 out of 10. This DLC is a 10 out of 10. Go buy it. $10 for a good 6 hours or 4 hours, 7. It took me 7. I played hardcore. It took me a while of gameplay. So that's really about it. I don't know how to finish these videos, really. I guess go buy Hot Asian Mommy Simulator right now, please. Yeah, that's it. See ya.